What's up everybody, Kinetic here and welcome back to The Division. We are getting now finally to the next video in our min-max gearing guide. I apologize, this is taking longer than I anticipated that it would. Been having some real world drama with earthquakes and stuff tearing up things here in Japan. But the min-max guides are continuing and the rest of videos for The Division as well. And today we are going to be talking about backpacks. We've covered masks, body armor pieces, and knee pads. Now I want to talk about the backpack slot. Now, up to this point, I think that when we get into talking about the major attributes, then it's really going to depend if you've been following these videos or whatever the rest of your gear looks like. So this is probably going to be one of the more open-ended as far as how I recommend options for your major attributes, especially for your backpack. So let's get started, shall we? For our high-end backpacks, we have 5 available talents, and a lot of these are dealing in skill power. Skill power is something that I think is good whether you are doing a skill power build or not. Like I've said in previous videos, it's great for reducing your cooldowns, and everybody uses skills, so skill power is very useful. Out of the 5 available here, Inventive and Specialized are 2 of the better talents, I think, for our high-end backpack. Inventive gives you skill power as you are still at full health, and if you are using things like overheal, and if you're using pulse, especially going into a PvE fight or maybe ganking people in PvP Dark Zone, then you will have that skill power bonus for as long as you are overhealed, if you're overhealing, or just as long as you are still at full health. And this can be a really nice boon because even gun talents also benefit from you being at full health. You'll have some kind of special talent that gives you an extra perk while you're at full health, right? Specialized isn't as finicky, and I would say that I personally lean more towards Specialized because I really don't like situational type of benefits, and Inventive is a situation in that it only benefits you as long as you're at full health, right? Now we get 13% of our firearms and stamina added as skill power with Specialized. This isn't as big of a boon as Inventive, but again, it isn't dependent on you being at max health, and especially I think when you're running around in the Dark Zone and then suddenly a PvP fight breaks out, chances are you're not going to be at full health very long, if at all, so Specialized I think is a better talent compared to Inventive for that case. However, in PvE situations, pretty much whatever you're doing, you're going to more than likely be initiating the fight, right? So in that case, Inventive, as long as you are at full health or overhealed, if you're overhealing yourself, then you can get those bonuses for being at full health. So as always, I mean, it's entirely up to you, but I would say if you're more on the PvE side of things, go with Inventive. If you find yourself PvPing more, then go with Specialized. Alright, it's time to talk about major attributes, and this is going to be the hardest part, definitely. And one of the hardest, I think, major attributes to choose for any of the gear pieces, because we have a lot of really good major attributes here. We have critical hit damage up to 18%, which is really nice. We have armor up to 431, which is fantastic because the more armor that you have, the higher your survivability is. And then we have skill power, a massive amount of skill power, the highest out of any gear piece that you can wear. You can get a freaking ton of skill power here. So those are the 3 out of the major attributes that really matter, and it feels so impossible to pick any one of these because it really is going to come down to 2 things. For one, what the rest of your stats look like on the rest of your gear, and 2, what your playstyle is like also. Now we've got critical hit damage, that's a no-brainer. Of course that's going to help you out, especially if you run a high crit build. If you are below 50% damage mitigation through armor, if you check your survivability, it will tell you. If you're still not at cap or above 50%, you should really try to get more armor, and this is a good piece to get more armor for. And even though a lot of people still aren't on board with the skill power hype train, I still hold by this belief that regardless of whether you're running an electronics build or not, or whether you like using skills a lot or whatever, this is a huge amount of skill power available, just like on the mask, that can help you out because everybody uses skills for healing, for pulse, for just all sorts of different things, right? This huge chunk of skill power is definitely going to be a noticeable improvement to your skills. Moving on, we've got the minor attributes section, and we've actually got a really short list. Only a couple of resistances here and some ammo capacity. This is probably the least thing I would be worrying about your backpack attribute. You definitely want to focus on your priorities being your talent and your major attribute for sure. And even coming up next, we've got skill attributes, which is even more important, I would say, than ensuring you have the right minor attribute. Although ammo capacity is really good, this is not something you need to worry about. So going into skill attributes, as always, it's whatever skills you like using. You do have the options for like first aid, self-heal. We've got sticky bomb damage. We've also got pulse critical hit damage. There's a really long list actually of skill attributes that you could roll for your backpack, and this is something that if you've already rolled the right talent and the right major attribute that you really wanted for your high-end backpack or for your gear set backpack, your major attribute there, then yeah, by all means go ahead and start re-rolling your skill attribute and try to get something. You have 2 that you can have on your backpack. Try to get something that benefits your build and your playstyle here. And that's going to wrap it up for this min-max gear guide to backpacks here in the Division. I hope that you guys are enjoying the series, and I apologize once again for the slow release. I'm going to try and hammer out the glove video and the holster video as soon as humanly possible over the next couple of days. Until then, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments section below. Click the like button to support these videos here on my channel. I've got more videos like guides and rogues get wrecked and all kinds of stuff coming up here from the Division in the near future. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video. Thanks again for watching. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.